Right. 90s. The downfall of thrash metal. The downfall of the pinnacle, of the paramount. The whole point of existence. The 90s was the end of the evolution, the end of a human experience. The machines crept in. The personal computer was everywhere. Bill Clinton, of all people, a saxophonist no less, signed this bill. Bill signed the bill of the demise. Disc jockeys giving us underground, great finds that had been a part of American culture and propelling underground artists in the scene. He passed this bill where disc jockeys were restricted, they were shackled, they were silenced, and they had to follow corporate orders and corporate mandates as to what they can play, what they can say. And this was the beginning of the end for all mankind, and it all made sense. Like, don't take me wrong, the first half of the 90s was pretty good. I was enjoying myself, even though most of my favorite bands like Megadeth and the other obvious four, they sold out, and as a result, other genres took over that were not selling out. They were being their authentic self. That's what it's really all about, people. When a musician is their authentic self, then we have magic. If we have artists that are forced to bow down to corporate interest and to maintain a certain level of sales and what have you, if you bow down to that, you're a sellout, and you're not an authentic artist anymore. You're just going through the motions of your brand and pleasing the corporate overlords that have you by the balls. So, for that very same reason, thrash metal took a nosedive. Grunge, took a high dive. And they came out on top for several years. But of course, the corporate interest meddled their asses in way too hard on Kurt Cobain. And Kurt Cobain said, hey, oh yeah? You think you fucking own me? Take this shotgun up my temple, and where is your Kurt Cobain now? Where's your next Nirvana records? You putrid vampire parasite shitbags. F you all. And that's pretty much how the mid-90s started to decay and rot. And once 96, once Bill passed that bill, man, it was all over. Nothing but absolute garbage started to infiltrate the radio waves. That's why a lot of people are just simply not believing enough in themselves to go full out on being a full-time musician. And even if they feel like they have something real to offer and something that could become a phenomenon, the next Kurt Cobain is out there, the next mega group is out there, the next even I don't agree with, but the next Oasis could be out there, or they are out there, but maybe they're just doing it as a hobby while they go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer. They're not going to invest in themselves to be an artist. When situations like this, like that shitwad Daniel Ek is taking all of the proceeds and investing it in drones, military drones, because he knows when the time comes, people are going to come after him. So he needs a lot of drones to protect himself for the, absolute bloated, parasitic, greedy slug shithead that he is, and along with all the other billionaires out there. It is a hideous time to witness in 2025. It is absolutely horrendous, hideous, politically and culturally and artistically. It is vomit-inducing, depressive bullshittery. It's a load of bullshittery we're living with. Sellouts in the mid 90s, like Megadeth with Euthanasia. I forgave Countdown for Extinction because it has some cool tracks and some shit tracks. I mean, they definitely faltered after Rust in Peace. It's not the sequel that we deserved. It's the sequel that they were pressured into because they wanted them to display the quote maturity unquote that Metallica did by selling I don't know 4 million records with the Black Album because people are sheeple. That's right. So Megadeth had to follow suit because after all they were the counterpart, and wherever Metallica goes, Megadeth is sure to follow, even if it's through no will of their own. It is where the market goes, and where the market goes is where the enslaved thrash metal, former gods, which signed on the dotted line, that's what they have to do. They have to go where the sales are. And if the trends point to selling out, then you have to sell out. No matter how many jiu-jitsu classes and how many skydives he took and how many AA meetings he took, he can't escape the fact that he sold out. And Euthanasia is just a bag of garbage. Every single song, especially Tout le monde. I mean, like, he was always like had some weird sentimental issues, which is it's just very odd for a thrash metal madman, that sang about being a murderous maniac on a rampage. All of a sudden he has these feelings, and then we had to put up with a tout le monde. Like, give me a fucking break, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. Dave, you suck. You sold out, and you're soulless, and you'll never be at peace, just as much as the guys from Metallica. No matter how much they try to get back to their thrash roots, their original, genuine, authentic roots, you all will never be forgiven for what you did. The betrayal is astronomical, and it will never leave your side, and you will have this like forever. It's a stigma that's forever. It'll be written on your grave, and everyone will remember you all as betrayers, not only to yourselves, but to the people you originally inspired and that originally supported you and held you up in very high regard in the 80s. It was the pinnacle for mankind, and you guys sold it out. Weak as balls.